Welcome to Kimmel's Irish Pub. Time for another movie review. Tonight's movie, The Hill. Dennis Quaid, Colin Ford, Joelle Carter, Scott Glenn. I know Scott Glenn. I don't know. But it's about a true life story about Ricky Hill's improbable journey to playing in Major League Baseball. I don't know. I'm kind of excited about it. It is on Amazon for $20, $19.99 to rent. 2 hours and 6 minutes long. I don't know. I'm looking forward to seeing it. I'm finally going to do it. So stick around. I'll let you know if it's worth it. $20 to rent. Stick around. Hey everybody, we're at the credits of The Hill. Just under 2 hours, 1:59:56. As I pause it, the credits are rolling. There's a country song playing. I want to listen to it. Anyway, what you want to know, was it worth the $20, right? It was. Absolutely. And you think about it too, you go to the movies, you're going to pay close to $20, right? So, I don't really get to go to the movies that much. And I put that in perspective. Regardless, absolutely great movie. Now, it is a little long. It's not, I mean, there's very little flaws. I was yelling at the TV by the end of this film. Yelling at it. I talk about all the time about being emotionally connected. I was. They do a phenomenal job of, building the depth. Again, I talk about depth all the time, and they built it there. Two things that just stand out for me. And very little. I thought the younger Ricky Hill. So Ricky Hill, I'll get in a little bit more, but Ricky Hill, the younger Ricky Hill had a better stance than the older Ricky Hill. And I think they could have made him a little bit more likable. I don't know. But other than that, I mean, like I said, I'm yelling at the TV at the end of the movie, so, the projector screen, whatever. But I'm rooting for Ricky Hill, so I did like him, so I don't know. I don't know why I even said that. But I mean, this kid has been faced with so much adversity. He has like the Forrest Gump races. So this happens in the 60s into the 70s. And I don't know how much of this story is true. I really enjoy the movies that come out of this. And why, I mean, here we are, 2023. This 1973 I saw up there was, what, like 50 years ago? Right? Yeah, 50 years ago. How am I just hearing about this Ricky Hill stuff now? Like, this is what movies are for. Right? And that's fantastic. And maybe, and I was a baseball fan. I mean, I'm not as big of a baseball fan I am today as I was growing up. But I never heard of this story before. Anyway, phenomenal story. Absolutely check it out. Like I said, he starts off, he grows up, with these braces on his legs, like Forrest Gump. And can just hit the ball, without moving. And, without putting his whole thing in it. He could hit a stick and a rock. His father was the pastor, Dennis Quaid. And, so they didn't have a lot of money. And so you could see, like, that he's just hitting with rocks and sticks and stuff like that and doing awesome. And then as he gets older, he still has problems, physical problems, but he's able to play a little bit more. But things just keep going wrong for this guy. And, I mean, for him, for his whole family. His whole family, like I said, Pastor Dennis Quaid, and they leave the church they're in. They're like homeless. They put all their stuff in their car. Car breaks down on the side of the road, kind of bad luck stuff, right? Raining, flat tire, out of gas. And that's, like, symbolic of how the son also grew up. Ricky, you know what I mean? Like, in that case, he's got to leave his home. He's got bad legs, He's got something wrong with him and bad things just keep happening to him, So it's all about adversity. So, fantastic. Now, I didn't say this in the beginning, and I want to clarify because I really thinking this. If you've seen a lot of my reviews, I often watch a lot of faith-based movies, and I almost call this one a faith-based movie because for some reason I thought it was. Right? Now, is God in it? Is faith in it? Yes. But it's also in Footloose, right? Remember? So this is like, so I got to rethink when I start saying things. I think I have to redefine what a faith-based movie is. Historically, for me, it was you know, somebody who's fallen away from God and struggles and bad things happen, and then they find God again and everything gets better, right? You know what I mean? And there's a lot of movies like that. And then there's just movies just has people's faith in it or God in it or something like that. Like, again, Footloose, which is a classic, but nobody will call Footloose a faith-based movie. So I'm not calling this a faith-based movie. His dad was a pastor. So yeah, God's in it, prayers in it, all that kind of stuff. But it's not that piece where, you know, and he's got to overcome adversity, but it's not like it changes, you know, like, oh, he doesn't believe in God, and then God comes and saves him, and now he's, you know, better at baseball. That's not what this movie's about. This movie's about this kid who has a father, who is a pastor, who struggles with adversity. I don't know how many times I'm going to say that. Every time I say it, you have to do a shot. Struggles with adversity. But, you know, can he overcome it? And that's really what the movie's about. And it's definitely, as you can tell, I'm very, very excited about this movie. Super excited that I spent $20. I really am. I mean, I wanted to wait until maybe you can rent it, but I'm glad I didn't. Worth the watch if you like these kinds of movies. So there is prayer and God in it and everything like that, but it was really good. Like I said, I'm yelling at the TV. I'm just, I mean, wow. So pretty good. I don't want to say anything more. I liked, you know, in these kinds of movies, I don't know if, I don't want to say they're low budget, but they're, I mean, besides Dennis Quaid, I didn't recognize really anybody else in this movie. And whether they were good actors or not, I was emotionally tied to Ricky Hill, to his girlfriend, right? To his brother. I liked his brother. I think there could have been more. There was a lot younger with the brother, maybe a little bit older, but I mean, hey, it was 2 hours. What else are they gonna put in there? I don't know. There's nothing else I can say. You gotta check this film out if you're okay with everything that I said, and if you're not, you know, I'm at an 8. I think my gauge, and I've said this already, but my gauge might be if I'm yelling at the TV at some point, like telling the actors or the characters to do certain things, or you know, I think I gotta break that 7 threshold and get it up to an 8. I think that's gonna be my new threshold. Anyway, that's it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it as much as I do. And if you don't, I apologize. I'm not going to tell you to go spend $20. I'm sure next week it's going to be like $5.99, but do what you think is worth it. But definitely was for me. Alright, that's it. I rambled on enough. Thank you for tuning in. Kimmel's Irish Pub.